So who do you think is John Cena's final opponent?
Oh, there's the ones I want, the ones that I think. Right now, we're off the back of WrestlePalooza. The way that ended with Brock Lesnar eating John Cena alive, I could see them wanting Brock Lesnar to be John Cena's final opponent. And I think it would make sense with how WrestlePalooza ended. John Cena finally conquering the beast, this guy that's just eating him alive for his entire career. He ends his career finally exercising the demon that is Brock Lesnar. I could see it. I don't want that.
I feel like Brock Lesnar's next move is Cody Rhodes. That's where
Again?
I just, that was his last thing that he did,
Yeah.
SummerSlam 2 years ago. I also think that Cody and Randy Orton is long overdue, and that might be where we're headed. But I could see what you mean. But didn't they at some point during the promo for Brock and Cena say that this was one last time? I feel like that was...
But like it can't. The way the WrestlePalooza match ended requires a sequel. There's no way Cena goes out with 5 days left, and he doesn't get to have his big Super Cena comeback against Brock Lesnar at some point. It's impossible. I think they're handcuffed. You have to run Brock Lesnar back again.
Yeah.
And I could very well see it being John Cena's last match.
So who else is on the list of the wants for you?
Dominic Mysterio, I think, would be a wonderful final opponent.
I agree.
I think would be a wonderful, wonderful opponent, especially because it's a great callback to the fun feud that he had with Eddie Guerrero in the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah. And if Dom is still the Intercontinental Champion at that point, you've got that hanging in the balance. Will he become the Grand Slam champion in his final match?
And Sting changed the game, right? You can go out winning. You can go out as a champion. So I don't think it's crazy for John Cena to win the Intercontinental Championship on his last match and vacate it.
I think John Cena goes out with a loss. I think that he is such a man of the business.
I agree.
That he understands how this works, and he's going to be looking at the lights. I could be wrong, but I feel like if John Cena has his way, he will lose his final match.
The other prototypical perfect John Cena heel is Gunther. If you look at everyone that he's feuded with throughout the years, Gunther is like the prototypical made in a lab perfect John Cena heel.
Yes.
He really is.
Yeah.
And we've already seen Gunther retire Goldberg. That could be something he chases, something like a legend killer, legend retirer. I could see Gunther also being a final opponent for John Cena, but just as of the conversation, as of the day of this conversation, Brock Lesnar is probably the one that I think they're going to run.
And what's so interesting is if we had this conversation at the start of the year, like right before that first Raw on Netflix, I would have said, oh, it's Randy Orton.
Randy.
Of course.
Easy.
But then they called it their last match ever. It made sense. St. Louis, Backlash, Randy's hometown. I get it. Well, then my next guess would have been, well, CM Punk. So much history there. Some of John's best matches ever. I love that Money in the Bank match they had together. It's got to be CM Punk. Last match ever, Night of Champions. So I'm like, okay, we'll cross those two off the list. The only other slight possibility, very slight possibility, is Edge. And I don't think it's possible, but there's the tiniest little 0.1% chance, because when he was on my show last May, he told me he had about 1.5 years left on his contract. So if I do the simple math here, that takes us to about the end of this year. He debuted, I believe it was in September of 2023. So if we're just spitballing here, we're just guessing, maybe it was a 2-year contract if he was telling me he had 1.5 years left. So that would take us to somewhere around now-ish, maybe. Possible. Unlikely. He had injury time. I'm sure that'll be added on. But I just want to throw that curveball out there.
That curveball's been in the back of my mind for the entirety of the run, because that's John Cena's greatest rival. I know people will say Randy Orton, but in terms of quality, in terms of storylines, Edge is John Cena's greatest rival of all time.
When I look at the dates he has left, he's got Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
He's got the Raw in Boston, the Raw at MSG, Survivor Series, and then the final match. There is no possibility really for a buildup between Survivor Series and the last match. Maybe they build this so that it's like whatever he does at Survivor Series naturally leads into his last match, with the buildup happening, I'm guessing, on those Raws in Boston and New York City. But maybe it's a mystery opponent type of situation. I just don't see how we get there. I imagine as we sit here right now, he has 4 matches left. 3 matches left.
I have a question for you. It's a tough one. Can they screw this up?
No. There's
think
too
so?
much at stake here.
I agree.
They can't screw this up.
I agree they can't, but will they? I think is a different question. Dude, we're talking about the WWE that cut Goldberg off in the middle of his retirement speech. Well, that's a different story.
There's a lot of lessons that are learned from that.
Big time, big time. But I am concerned that they could screw this up, and you can't. You can't. You absolutely cannot screw up John Cena's retirement.
I so badly do not want John Cena to be part of the War Games match at Survivor Series. I think that would be such a waste of what would be his second last match. Give him a one-off match there with whoever. I don't even care. I do not want to.
El Grande Americano.
I would love that.
Legitimately, I'm not even memeing. I would love that. I would love to see something new. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, these new cats, these new names. We've done the greatest hits, Chris. We've done the CM Punks, the Randy Ortons. We had the rematch with Cody. You brought back Brock Lesnar. You did that.